One day, when a Zen monk, Tanzan, and another young monk were travelling, they happened upon a beautiful young lady unable to cross a deep stream in full flow. Tanzan offered to help and carried her across the stream. He bade farewell to the lady, and the monks continued on their journey. After a few days of travel, the younger monk turned to Tanzan and in a very disturbed voice asked, "I thought we monks were supposed to avoid women. Why did you pick her up like that?" Tanzan replied, "What woman? Oh, you mean the woman way back there? I put her down long ago. Are you still carrying her?" What does Tanzan mean when he says, "Is the young monk still carrying her?"
The nature of the mind is such, the reason why people are struggling in their lives is they have not made any effort to understand the nature of their mind. One fundamental aspect of the mind is, what you say as "I don't want," that becomes the nature of your mind. That becomes the main content of your mind. If you say, "I don't want to think about monkeys," you take a vow, "From now on I will not think about monkeys." Whole day you will be thinking about monkeys only. If you did not take such a vow, probably you will never think about monkeys unless you see them. So, being a monk, being a brahmachari is not a vow that I will not touch a woman. You have taken a certain commitment to achieve something higher in your life, to touch something, another dimension where mundane things will be meaningless to you. But if that has not happened, you are trying to do it as a rigid vow. You think by not touching a woman you will become a brahmachari or you will become a monk, that's not it. By aspiring for something higher, you will become a monk. You're constantly aspiring for something high, so you did not look at what's around you, that's different. But you saying, "I will not look at this," will fill your mind with that. So some woman needs some help, he helped her, he left her there and went on. This one did not touch the woman, but now it's going on in his mind for 2 days. He can't keep her down. So the one who did what is needed, he left the woman there. The one who is trying to avoid the woman is full of that all the time. So this is not about the woman, this is not about something, this is about understanding the nature of your mind. If you say, "I don't want something," only that will happen. Because in this mind, there is no subtraction or division. Forcefully you cannot take out a single thought from your mind. Whatever you try to do, there is only +1. Addition and multiplication will happen. There is no subtraction and division in your mind. So you cannot forcefully take away a particular thought. It is just that if your aspiration is something else, all these things may evaporate. You want to go to the top of the mountain, you're very focused on that. What is at the foothills is not your concern. If you're trying to dodge the foothill, how will you go to the peak? You will never go, isn't it? If you avoid the foothills, how will you reach the top of the mountain? You will never reach. You're focused on top of the mountain, you will cross the foothill and not even notice it. So he helped the woman, it was not a big issue. Probably he didn't even bother whether it's a man or a woman. Somebody asked for help, he just helped and went on. But this man who's trying to avoid the woman, his mind is full of that
This is the real you, the limitless, immortal, infinite you. And this is what you take yourself to be, the little, limited, perishable human form. Now, a question must have arisen in your mind as to how the infinite you becomes the finite human form, how the immortal, eternal you becomes the mortal, perishable body. No, the infinite never becomes finite. It only appears to be finite due to ignorance of your real nature. It only appears to be mortal due to an error called identification. You are the infinite divine being at this very moment, but it's just that you don't know it. You don't recognize it. Don't think that you will become infinite. No, infinite you already are, but you have forgotten your true nature due to identification with this little limited, perishable human form. Now, you will ask, how has this identification come about? The cause of identification of the infinite being with the finite human form is the mind. Yes, it's your mind which does this miraculous thing, making the infinite appear as the finite. Isn't that miraculous? I don't think any miracle can be bigger than this. It's miraculous, but it's also ghastly at the same time because it makes the blissful you undergo so much suffering. It's ghastly because it makes the incredibly alive, peaceful you lead a stressful life. So mind is at the root of your suffering. It's at the root of all your problems. Allow me to share with you a technique using which you can go beyond the mind and recognize your divine, conscious, infinite nature. Of all the methods and techniques that are used to go beyond the mind, the technique of witnessing is the most powerful one. Witnessing means you see the mind for what it is, without getting identified, without getting attached to it. You observe the activities of the mind through the witnessing eye without attaching any labels to it. Something goes wrong in your life, and your mind starts generating thoughts which then leads to restless and chaotic state. Somebody said something to you and your mind got filled with anger. It got filled with frustration and sadness. Now in these situations, what can you really do? You simply observe what goes on within you without putting any labels on it, without judging it, without getting attached to it. Let the anger be. Let the frustration be. When you do this, your mind will try to justify the anger and frustration, which in turn will generate more thoughts. Bring these thoughts also in your awareness. Allow those thoughts to pass by like clouds in the sky of your awareness. With this non-judgmental witnessing, you will see that your anger has subsided, thoughts have disappeared, and frustration is nowhere to be seen. That's the power of witnessing. And that's your own power, the power of your divine, conscious, infinite nature.